I wanted to spend some time talking about the governor's race. I did like my initial reaction where I was just looking to see who the candidates were. So now let's actually talk about it. So as being someone that lives in Georgia, that's from Georgia, not a transplant, been here all my life. So first, politically, where do I stand? I am an independent. I used to be a down the middle independent, but more recently, because of like mandates and things like that, I'm more right leaning than I used to be. With the current governor, Brian Kemp, he's one of those Republicans that like doesn't want to clean up the mess until there's a mess. So I feel like, he's not proactive whatsoever. I feel like he waits for things to happen before he acts. I felt like, even to this day, I feel like we say there's no mandates in Georgia and all this other stuff, but there's mandates here. People are losing their jobs left and right because of mandates here. So I just feel like he doesn't take a firm stand on certain things, and that, just can't trust him. One thing that I do like that he did was take a stand by going ahead and opening up Georgia before like anybody else did. So I think that's probably one of the things that he did that I liked, because a lot of people were like, no way you're going to open up Georgia, it's too soon and all this other things. So I thought that was interesting. That was like the only time that I've ever seen him like take a stance on anything. There's more jobs here. I guess job creation is another thing that Kemp has done. I have to do better, to be honest with you, I have to do better with paying attention to my local elections and seeing what's going on. So what I know a lot of people are looking for is universal health care, affordable housing, livable wage. Don't know how we get those things. You see what I'm saying? Like, a livable wage, maybe a few years ago, we were asking for $15 an hour. It's not a livable wage now, and you have to make 3 times the rent. And rent prices right now are astronomical. They're crazy, like $1,700 for a 2-bedroom. So do you know how much you have to make 3 times the rent? So I don't know what the way forward is. And that's what kind of gets me confused, because I'm like, what candidate can really turn this around? What candidate could really help us all, live towards the American dream, right? But what happens when you feel like the American dream is dead and that it's not attainable for you? So, I feel like a lot of people feel that way now for a lot of different reasons. And so I'm looking for a candidate that can make me feel more confident that the American dream could happen for me, and that, I could get where I want to get by just working hard. Because I feel like you can work hard these days and you still get nothing. So I'm looking for a lot of different things in a candidate. And if I'm being honest, right, I feel like both Democrat and Republican play for the same field. I just feel like at the same time we're just pawns in this whole thing. But that's just my personal opinion. I know that Democrats stand firmly on one particular issue, Republicans stand firmly on another issue. So I do know that. But it doesn't feel like, much gets done with either side. And it just makes me feel like they all stop each other from doing something for the greater good. So, and we're the ones that get screwed at the end of the day. And I'm tired of that. So when I look at these candidates, I say it doesn't excite me. Like the Virginia race was so exciting to me. Seeing Winsome Sears, someone that looks like me, that reminds me of myself, that was cool to see. I don't see myself in Stacey Abrams at all. Seeing Youngkin, with the little vest on, he seemed like, he was catering towards the middle class, which is something that's going to be forgotten soon. It's only going to be the poor and rich, I'm sure. But to see those two, that's what I would love to see, like in the governor's race here. But instead, we're getting recycled politicians that, failed at other things, and they're coming to try and do this. But David Perdue was the one that lost the Senate seat to John Ossoff. I know that about him, and I know that Trump recently backed him, which helped him a lot because Trump's base is very loyal, and they're going to vote for whoever Trump tells them to. Vernon Jones was a Democrat that was in DeKalb County, and he had a scandal surrounding him, and now he's Republican. So his whole thing is interesting. Okay, so one thing I noticed by watching and following his Twitter is that people are constantly calling him out about how he stood on one particular issue, how he voted against the things that he wants now. And I just it makes him look dishonest. Even if, I feel like we're all allowed to change our viewpoints. We grow up, we find out new information, all of those things, we learn something new. But with him, I just feel like people do not want to give him a chance. They're like, man, no. You voted for this a while ago. You were always against that, and now you're on this side. What are you doing? Like, they don't trust that man at all. So there's him. Then there's Brian Kemp that's already in the sea. Candace Taylor's another one. So we're going to go and look up everybody. And then Stacey Abrams is our Democrat contender. Is that the right word there? I don't know. But she's the one that's running for the Democrats. I just don't have much to say about Stacey Abrams, if I'm being honest. I just feel like, after she lost the election and all of the things she did after just was very interesting. I do like that she had I like the fact that Stacey Abrams started a whole grassroots movement to make sure people got out there and vote. That's pretty much all that I like about Stacey Abrams. But I just feel like her being a part of this whole race, I'm tired of recycled. I just want somebody new, somebody fresh, somebody that's going to give me something that I haven't heard before. That's what I want to see, because I feel like we all got to have the same talking points. We all got to think the same, and that, that this is the way that we got to go. But I'm looking for somebody that wants to think outside the box, that could really help us all attain the American dream. Like, it should be attainable for us all. So how can we make that happen? What is going to be our way forward in this world? Are we just going to be like, hey, rich versus poor? If you're poor, you stay poor, and that's all? Because even if you get a job, 2-3 jobs, you still struggling, and working hard, all of those principles and things like that. It doesn't seem like, people are really getting the fruits of their labor like they used to. Like, you used to can buy a house, get you a car, get you a piece of land. I'm just, that's what I'm interested in most when I think about voting and the candidates and things like that. Are you Republican or Democrat? Huh? Are you Republican or Democrat? Are you an independent like me? Are you mostly Democrat? Are you don't know yet? I don't know yet. Okay, so he used to be Democrat. Now he don't know. But I'm independent. Josh, who you voting for?
I'm voting for Martin Luther King.
Who we voting for, Wawa? We got till November 8th. Who you voting for?
Nobody.
Who looking good to you?
Nobody.
You don't like Abrams?
Murderer.
Why you don't like Abrams?
Murderer.
Stop, Raylan. Why you don't like Abrams? So you're not going to vote at all? Are you, our last resort, you going to vote Abrams?
I probably ain't gonna vote.
Who looks good to you if you had to vote Republican? Who would you vote?
Nobody.
David Perdue, Kemp, Candace Taylor, Vernon Jones. Who you got?
Nobody.
Who you think going to win? You think Kemp going to keep his seat?
Yep.
You think so?
Yep.
You don't think Perdue going to take it?
Heck no.
Even with Trump backing him?
Heck no.
Okay, what do you think about abortion? Is that pro-life?
What? Say again, I can answer that one.
What is it, pro-life or what's the other one? Pro-choice. Pro-choice.
Choice.
You don't think you're going to vote for the governor?
Nope. I don't like Nan one of them.
Okay, so if it was do or die, life or death situation, who you voting for? If somebody put a gun to your head today and said, you got to vote for somebody now, who would you vote for?
Abrams.
Abrams, you'll vote for her, do or die? Somebody put a gun in my head, I'm voting Republican, because I'm not doing mandates.
I'm voting Donald Trump.
Vote for Donald Trump, then the person he backed was Purdue.
Pretty much.
Okay, what about gun rights? What do you think?
Make gun guns.
You think we should have stricter restrictions on who can get a gun, or no guns at all, like New York?
Just let the black people handle the guns.
Huh?
Just let the black people handle the guns.
Marine.
No, I ain't no black people that no damn gun. It is.
What do you think? So you think stricter gun laws?
Yeah.
Okay, you for stricter gun laws? Let's see what other issues we care about. What do you think about affordable housing?
Make
Yeah,
it
shit.
make it
I'm tired of living in this
expensive.
damn- I'm tired of living in this damn motel.
Make
They
it
give me a
expensive.
place. I need to get away from your 2 children.
Make it expensive, like $2,000.
Okay, what about Medicaid expansion?
Yeah.
Get that 2 point.
Okay, what do you think about CRT?
Don't know enough about it.
Okay, so what are your 3 most important issues when you think about the whole thing? When you look at a candidate, what 3 issues do you look at most? I think it's education, gun rights are like my 2 things. Oh, and mandates. That's the only 3 things I care about. I don't care about nothing about else right now. Oh, and bail reform, but I mean, so what 3 things you think about? No. I just want to be able to live a good life. That's it. I want to work hard and live a good life. That's it.